I can hear Mimi yelling already, so that's a great sign. Hello. I hope you're all doing okay. If this is your first video with me, welcome. This is another currently inked, so just a regular currently inked if you're new here. But if you've seen any of my other videos, another currently inked. This one is going to be for May. I started April with, I believe, like 4 pens inked, and then I inked a whole bunch more, and not a whole bunch, like 2 more, and then I uninked some of the other ones as they finished serving their purpose, etc. Right now I have 5, plus one that I'm not going to swatch for you because it's just Diatramentus Document Black that I'm going to use for sketching, because I'm trying to get into painting again. Specifically, I haven't used watercolor in a really long time, but I found some of my, like, travel watercolor palettes, and so I'm gonna try using that because I want to. I don't know if I'll make it, because if it's raining, I'm not going. But there's an Urban Sketchers event downtown on Sunday, and I would like to go there if I can, because they're doing cherry blossoms, and so I will go to that if I feel like it. If not, then yeah. Okay, 2 things that I want to get out of the way. Lighting, terrible. It was sunny like 20 minutes ago, and now the sun is gone, and I'm using artificial light, but like, it is what it is. I have one lamp this way, and then my desk lamp has been fixed, so it's over this way. The second thing, I told my dad I was going to film, and he went, "Great, I'm gonna go mow the lawn." So, like, yeah, that's why my dog is yelling outside, if you can hear her, because they're outside, and he went into the garage to get the lawnmower, which means that she's like, "Oh, we're playing," and yeah. Anyways, let's zoom in and get started. So I have last year I got like a total of 3 pens the entire year, and then in April I got 3 in April of 2026 I got 3 pens. Okay, so this is the Kaweco DIY Glow Sport. I got it yesterday, and I love it so much. The only downside is that it came with a nib that was supposed to be... I'll show you. It came with a nib that was called a fine, and it wrote like this, which is kind of crazy. I know Kaweco nibs are like... They're like my... I joked that, like, yes, my old nemesis, Kaweco nib quality control, because this is very much a medium, or even leaning towards a broad, because my mom got a broad nib on her Glow Sport yesterday, and it was like, this is only like a hair finer than that, and then I put a fine that I had already had in, and it wrote like this, and I was like, okay, yeah, well, so this is a spoiler anyway for the ink that's in here, but I have the medium nib, and I'll put a picture of it glowing on screen, because it really is quite beautiful, and I'm so glad that I got to have one, because when they first released when they released the stores that would be doing the DIY sports, there were no locations in Canada, and I was so sad, and I was gonna rope my mother-in-law into taking me to get one when we were in... we're going to be in the LA area in June, because my partner is graduating their master's. Sorry, I can't talk and write. And so they're going to be graduating their masters, and there was a handful of, or maybe like 1 or 2 places in LA County. Is it county? In like the LA general area, that we're doing the Glow Sports when I'm going to be in the area. And I was like, "Hey mom, can we please go?" And of course she's lovely, and so she said yes. And then now I don't have to drag her that way. I might still ask if we can go to a stationery store or 2, because I know there's a bunch in the area, and they live farther north. They live in like Central California, and I don't go to LA really ever. They don't really... Sorry for my LA folks. They don't really particularly like LA. And so they being like my extended family, or my in-laws. And so I don't go very often. So when I do, I'm like, I would like to go to all of these places that I've heard of online, and they are always like, we are too busy going to Disneyland. And so anyway, this is Robert Oster. Cherry blossom. Sorry if I exhaled like directly into the into the mic. That's something that I've been trying to figure out how to get around while filming on my phone on a tripod that is like right next to my head. Not a tripod, a mount that is right next to my head, because I feel like I keep exhaling directly into the mic and it's terrible. Next up is the one of my other new pen acquisitions, the TWSBI Bahama Yellow. I really like this pen. Okay, this is very silly, I think. I think it's silly. We'll see what other people think. I am not shy when it comes to changing nibs on my pens. I've said, I think, do as I say, not as I do. So, like, only do this at your own risk. Do not, like, please don't blame me if something goes wrong. I'm only doing this with my pens because if I mess up, it's my fault, and I understand that, and I take responsibility for that. Please do not blame me if something goes terribly wrong with your pen. But anyway, so I'm not afraid to switch, like, TWSBI nibs and stuff. As you might be able to see, if I can get it to focus, this is an extra fine. When I got it, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I don't mind it so much now because I put a nice ink in it, but when I first was writing with it, I was like, this is much too fine for me. So this ink is an ink that I saw Amanda B from Inksplat use in her 30 inks 30 days, and I was like, oh man, I think I have that one. I want to use that. And it's Bungu Box Ibisu. I got this from Yoseka like a long time ago. I think mine, I don't know if my ink sample has darkened slightly. I don't mind. I like it. I'm also really hoping it's not too, I think it's a really good color match for this. I hope it comes across on camera. I can't really tell. But yeah, it's a really good color match for this, and I've been trying to not match, as you saw with the Glow Sport, I've been trying not to match my pens with my inks because I was so stuck in that for a really long time that I need to branch out. So yeah, I guess we'll keep going. So this, Mimi. Okay, so the pink, I was using it to backfill, February in my Hobonichi 5-year. This one is just for fun because I wanted a yellow for spring. The next two, I'm not sure which one's going to be which yet. I need to figure that out. But I have two green inks, and they're going to be they're going to have a purpose each. So this is my Sailor 1911S, then my graduation pen that I got myself like a few months ago. So yeah, I got this ink from ink swap with Tess, who is absolutely lovely. Oh my god. I just blanked on her YouTube name. So Tessa's YouTube and Instagram are Pixie Dust Press, and I love her videos so much. She's also just a sweetheart. I remembered it was Pixie, and I couldn't remember the rest because I knew we talked about like Pixie Hollow and stuff. But these two greens are from Tess, and I thought about swatching the ink samples that she sent me on video, and then I got shy, which is funny to say as I'm doing this. But my ink swatches my ink swatch book was a whole project that I just redid, and I was nervous. Okay, so I already told you what this is, so I'll just write it in. Okay, so this ink was one I was very excited about because I don't know how... I think I'm spelling that wrong immediately. Yeah. Okay, it's ostrich without the E. I'm just gonna cross that out. Moss green. And I'm very into moss right now. Like, as a... what do we call it? I guess it's a plant, like as a flora. I'm very into moss right now. I was obviously, like many of us, reading Under Moss by Megan Rhiannon, And then I was like, I want to know more about moss, and so I started reading Gathering Moss by Robin Wall Kimmerer, and I'm really enjoying it, but then I had to give it back to the library because I didn't finish it in time. But yeah, this green is really pretty, and in some, it's not doing it like necessarily in this writing sample, but it does chromo shade to a pink, which I really like because there's another ink that I like that is green that chromo shades to pink. Troublemaker Kelp Tea, but that ink is really, really dry. I also did get a sample of it from Tess, but I used to have a bottle of it, and then I gave it away because it was too dry. But now I have a little bit of White Lightning that I got online, and so, like, Van Ness White Lightning, which is an additive that makes pens a lot, or not pens, but, like, ink write wetter and smoother, and so I got that recently. Okay, and then I'll do my other green, which is my other sailor. I love green ink, and I love this green pen. I needed to have this one because this is Sakuramochi, and right now in Toronto, it's the beginning of May, and the sakura are in bloom. I'm hoping to see them this weekend. But I guess we'll see what happens, because tomorrow is super busy. My brother's coming home. My brother's moving home from New York. So, and I have work tomorrow, so that's not going to happen. But on Sunday, I'm hoping to go down. These actually look very similar. This one's lighter, you can tell a little bit. But they do look quite similar on camera. I don't know how well you'll be able to see the difference. Oh well, oh well. So this is my Sailor Pro Gear Slim in Sakuramochi. With a fine nib. That's something very interesting, is that if you watched any of my older, like, prior to owning this pen, all of my nibs were always medium. I never strayed from a medium nib, and now my tastes are changing, I guess, which is very cool, but also a little expensive. So this is actually a Sailor ink. This is Sailor Ink Studio number 370. I really like this green. It's very simple, but it matches this pen really well, I think. And I feel like it's a good spring green when things are, like, it's the beginning of buds. Because, well, I say this, like, it's funny to me because I live in Canada, and so things are still budding here in the beginning of May. Like, we don't have that many, like, we're just getting flowers now, or not just, but, the crocuses came up around mid-April, and then the daffodils, and now we're slowly getting tulips, which is very exciting because, like, my front garden, my Lola's garden is, like, entirely tulip. But yeah, so everything is still almost this shade of new green, which I really like. And then there's only one more pen, and I'll get through that, and then I'll let you go. So this last pen is it has to be my last pen acquisition for a while, because I went a little bit crazy in April. But in my defense, this is the Rootbeer TWSBI. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I have the, I'll try and do a comparison in a minute, because I do have the Espresso TWSBI, or the Espresso Bronze TWSBI, and I was really afraid they would be really similar, and I will admit they are pretty similar. But, I think it's so beautiful, and I've never had a translucent TWSBI before, and because they've never really, like, none of the colors other than the yellow really appealed to me. But it's so fun. It's so cool. Like, TWSBIs are already, like, mostly transparent because of, like, given the mechanism. The grip section in my TWSBIs are all, because I don't have any other, I only have Ecos right now, but they're all, you can see through them all, they're all transparent. So the fact that this one now, the cap and the piston mechanism are also transparent, that's so cool. Okay. So this I got the same day as I got my Glow Eco, because I did a pre-order from Bleskit, and then, like, they said it was ready to ship out, and I was like, hey, I'm coming in today. Do you think you can just pull it for me? And they were like, yeah, absolutely. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. So this is the TWSBI Eco Root Beer. And this is a fine nib, which is like a pretty juicy fine, but also I think it has to do with the wetness of this ink, because I know this ink is very well flowing. And this is a fan favorite, and by fan favorite, I mean everyone on the internet loves it. I like it, but I don't love it. I think Micah from Cat Collage Club said it best when she said that she likes it better wet than when it dries. And I agree, but I still like it dry when it's dried. I like it. It's just not my favorite brown, because my favorite brown is Diamond Chocolate Brown. But this is sesame oil. And I got a bottle of this because when everyone was talking about it, I waited for it to get back in stock, and I was like, well, I can't just get a sample of it. I need the bottle of it, because what if I really like it and I can never get it again? And so I got the bottle of it, and I do really, really like it. But yeah, so these are all the inks that I have for May. I'll do a close up in a minute, but I'm just gonna pull out my espresso TWSBI so I can show you. Okay, so these two do not want to stay with the clip up. So I just turned them so they stop rolling around. But yeah, so this on the left is the root beer, as you can see the translucency. And then this is the espresso, and the browns are, this one is I will say, this one is more, excuse me for butchering that. It's like cognac. Yeah, cognac. This is more like a cognac brown, and this is more like a neutral brown. Like, this one is very orange leaning. This one is just kind of regular old brown leaning, like neutral. It's still warm, but this is more orange. But they are very similar, and they both have the bronze, not brass. They both have the bronze trim. So if you have one of them, you don't necessarily need both of them. I don't know what I'm gonna do with both of them, because I might have them inked at the same time, because this one has a medium nib, this one has a fine nib. I might do that to compare them and see. But yeah, you can see the difference in the pistons as well. They're both beautiful, but now that I have the root beer, I'm like, oh man, did I just waste my money on having this one as well? And I did the same thing when I had the cafe. Can you stay? No. Please? No. Okay. I had the cafe TWSBI Eco as well, and I wasn't feeling that one as much. I got it because I wanted it to, I got it because of the name. And then they released the espresso, and I like the espresso better. Then they released the root beer, and I like the root beer more than the espresso, which is like, it's one of those things where I'm falling into the overconsumption thing, and like, that's like, I think people should be able to do what they want with their money, but I'm also like, I'm just falling for fads, or not fads, but like marketing, I guess. So I fell for marketing, and I do really like these both. And they do have different nibs, but they are functionally the same pen. So I don't know. We'll see. To be fair, the Bahama Yellow is also the same pen, but at least you can tell the difference between these ones. But yeah, yeah. I also do have like multiple sailors, and they also are the same pen, but they have different nibs. This is actually extra fine, fine, and medium, so they do have different functions. But yeah, I don't know, it's embarrassing to talk about how, like, yes, I've wasted money, but is it wasted if I enjoy them all? Anyway, I did my fountain pen collection video talking about how I was like, ah, yes, this is my pen collection for now. And then I immediately got like 3 new pens, and it feels kind of gross, but also this is my special interest, and like, it's something that brings me a lot of joy. So I don't know, just something to reflect on. Okay, yeah, so that's about it. These are the 5 inks that I have for the month of May for now, because like I've said, I've been busy messing around with stuff, especially because now that I'm drawing again, I like having a bunch of different colors for drawing. Last month I had two, and then I cleaned them out, and now I only have a black because I want to be able to watercolor over top of the document ink. But anyway, I'm hoping the color is showing up decently. If not, I'll try and stick a photo in. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Sorry about my little, like, rant about my spending habits. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, this is my first voiceover, so it might not be great, but one last thing. I reached 500 subscribers, which is totally crazy for me. I never thought I would garner any sort of attention, and I really appreciate you all being here. I'm gonna make a video to celebrate, and it looks like it's gonna be a stationery favorites video, so if you're interested, stay tuned. Thank you so much, and take care, everyone. Bye-bye.